Welcome everybody, welcome to another episode of
G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe.
This week on G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. We're going to be talking about two topics that I just basically want to talk about. Not going to do a bunch of pictures, anything like that. Like I said, it varies. Whatever I feel like is a juicy subject or something good for G.I. Joe, and especially classified, we're going to talk about it. And we got two topics. First, we're going to talk about the code name unlocks that the Full Force podcast unlocked. The figures that's coming out this year and the code names that I guess they'll have with their little codes that they come with when you the DCPIs or whatever it is. So we'll talk about that. And this year looks like we got like 30 something figures versus last year was like 60 something. So half the figures, hopefully double the quality and kind of double up from last year. And then we're going to talk about Image Comics Duke, which is a phenomenal book.
That's it, I love it.
But let's go through the codes first. And I'm going to have my phone because that's just too much shit for me to try to remember all these little names and the things beside them. So you guys can have something to look out for. And I guess these are the code names to kind of look for. I guess when you're looking for those DCPIs or whatever those codes that come from the back. But it has a code that says Shaggy Vet, and that's the Techno Viper. Frankenstein DLX, that's the actual Raptor figure. And most of these figures, we already knew they were coming, man. I guess it's just proof. I've never really been into this shit, but I guess to a certain extent it helps people out and I guess comforts people at night. But the Cobra Ferret is a Scooby Vet, and that's I guess vehicle. Okay, Shaggy Vet. Okay, SMS Technovi. Okay, Vet. I'm talking about vet. That's vehicle. Okay. See, that's what I told you. I don't care about this shit, man. Like y'all got me up here looking crazy and shit. But pretty much Daphne DLX. That's a deluxe. That's Starduster. Don't know too much about him, but he looks pretty cool. Nemesis Immortal. That's Atlas DLX. And I wonder if these are gonna be San Diego Comic-Con. Like deluxes or just regular deluxes. Far as Cobra Commander on the retro side, Retro Casey, Retro Tudor, Snow Serpent, so definitely All-Star, Retro All-Star Cobra Eels, and then we got a Retro Brainy Beachhead. So two figures that people were kind of looking forward to, definitely the Eels. So that's definitely official, they're definitely on the way, probably already made and probably being packaged right now, to be honest with you. And the Snow Serpent being kind of slimmed down a little bit, so it doesn't have that hefty price, and you can army build with them. So I'm guessing they're going to be on the $24.99 scale. And then we got an Astro, which is Night Creeper, and Jane, which is Dreadnought Torch. I think I missed a few in there, like Nagahide, and the Board, that's a Muttley Pet. So, you know, these little names, man. So basically my whole biggest thing is it's half the figures pretty much. I think it was like 33, 35 I counted that's coming out. That's pretty much half the production rate of what came out last year, man. So hopefully the quality picked up. I know every figure I held in my hand has been top notch, man. Top notch. Besides the weapons, but the weapons even got a little bit better. G.I. Joe continues to kill it. One thing I just, you know, I don't really have to even say it no more. Only time I have to really kind of start making comments on the quality when shit starts going downhill, and downhill for real, not like a wave or bump in the road, but like everything is garbage, trash. They don't care no more. So, but for the most part, let's enjoy collectors. We got a lot of cool figures coming out. I think that Nagahide with the boar, I think that's going to be a rock star. They have no choice but to make that figure a rock star. So we'll definitely go and see. All right, for the main event, the juicy end of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe is the Image Comics Duke book. I haven't been taken back by a comic book in a long time, and this comic book has taken me back. Calgon, take me away. This Duke is amazing, and I like the way Image is going with the story telling. I like the way they're using the characters, and it's basically the Energon universe. It's like EU. You see that little stamp up in the top left on the Image comic, and basically mixing the Transformers with the G.I. Joes. And from this Duke book, I think this Duke book could be good. I think Duke could actually be like Cyclops for me. I didn't care anything about Cyclops in the 90s, but I actually like Cyclops now as an older man, and this might turn Duke around from being such a jackass. I mean, not a jackass, an asshole. He's definitely not a jackass. He's a man of action. That's what he is, and this comic book shows it. I get Captain America Civil War vibes off this comic book. It's a story of pretty much Duke is in a fighter jet, and he sees, I believe, Starscream up there, or one of the jet transformers, and gets his plane blown up, or his friend gets his plane blown up, and the government does not believe him. It starts off with him sitting inside General Hawk's office, and Hawk looks just like the classified figure, which is fucking dope. A lot of the I can tell they're playing off the classified line, and of course it's Hasbro. Hasbro has a stamp on the comic book, let you know like, hey, this is Hasbro. And this is cool. This is almost kind of like some back in the day shit, cross reference between toys and books. You know, Hasbro letting you know their presence, like, yeah, you know, we do own G.I. Joe, and yeah, you know, these do like the classifieds that you buy, you know that, right? And we're basing it off that. And what a cool thing about this book is, and I think they're doing it's almost like they're kind of restarting the G.I. Joe timeline, because Hawk wants him to continue his mission in the military and kind of press on. But Duke is like, I'm not tripping. I know I seen a robotic airplane up there who killed my friend. You guys are tripping. So it shows another part of Duke where he's kind of like Captain America. He's like out of the army. He's got a shaggy beard. He's got a long bob haircut. The shit is dope. He goes to like a meeting, which pretty much has people who've seen aliens, and they're actually talking about the Transformers, and everybody thinks it's crazy. He gets a secret mission from a lady who holds the meetings for the sighting. She wanted Duke to come there because she read about him. Duke goes to this place, which is basically Destro's place, and Destro's not a part of Cobra Commander. Everything is fresh and new. That's what I like about it. But Destro's Duke sneaks into Destro's factory, and he sees he's building like his tanks and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Destro just strictly on some businessman shit in that, man. But a lot of blood, not a lot of blood, but people get shot up and people die in it, man. And it's got a great story. The story is gritty. The storytelling is amazing. The artwork is amazing. The cover I got almost kind of looks like some Frank Miller shit, yo. It looks pretty dope. Duke's kind of wide head, you know, kind of like a noir type look to him, man. And I'm really feeling it. Now, I picked up Void Rivals this past summer. I thought it was cool to introduce that because I believe Jetfire was in that one. Because I'm not a huge Transformer guy, so forgive me if I don't get their names right. But it was kind of showing like, you know, kind of the two worlds mixing, but I was like, okay, I'll get it. The next thing you know, 2 or 3 months went by, and I still ain't picked up Void Rivals 2. This Duke book, January 31st, I will be there to get issue number 2. I will be there. Great book. And what it looks like, too, is also going to split it up, too. And that's great. G.I. Joe is pretty much like a Marvel universe. You have so many characters that you can, I wouldn't necessarily say spread it thin, but Stalker could have his own book. Rock and Roll could have his own book. Maybe not everybody, but some good characters, some good key characters can have their own books. And it looks like Cobra Commander is getting his own book too, kind of showing his backdrop, man. So everything is fresh and new. I believe that from what I've read, and this Duke looks like everything's restarting. I need to get the Transformers #1 book because I heard Duke do some nice shit in that too, and it's just a great literature. I hope young guys pick this up, man, and kind of spark their interest in G.I. Joe. I know Transformers can really help spark interest in G.I. Joe because it seems like Transformers still kind of has a young fan base, and I think that's what Hasbro is trying to do, is trying to marry them with Transformers to kind of help G.I. Joe limp into this next century, man, and keep the lore of G.I. Joe going. But with these books, they're doing it the damn right way. They're starting off right way, and of course from books comes movies. And if movies can go after this Duke story right here alone already, that shit would be good. It'll sell out. Like, forget about Snake Eyes. And that's what they're trying to do. They keep trying to go to their goodie bag with Snake Eyes, man. Snake Eyes is so mythological that he could be in the background and he'll sell you tickets. He could have a scene with him in there for 3 or 4 minutes and he'll probably sell you 100,000 tickets alone, just off Snake Eyes. But the story, the main meat and potatoes, the essence of G.I. Joe is in this Duke #1, and it's pretty dope. And everybody looks like Stalker. He looks like the G.I. Joe classified Stalker. In the end, on the splash page, Rock and Roll looks like the G.I. Joe classified Rock and Roll. And if you haven't picked this up, please grab this. This is Duke #1 right here. Dope ass book. Dope book. So if you haven't picked it up, pick this up. Duke #1. Issue #2 will be out January 31st, man. Good reading. I was actually taken back by this comic. This is my G.I. Joe comic right here. I've never got into Marvel comics or the IDW stuff like that, but so this image right here, this is where I begin. with G.I. Joe comics. I still might collect the old Marvel ones just for the just for the lore of it. But this is different. This isn't slapstick. This is real life shit. This is real top dog type shit, man. But we're gonna leave it at that, man. I'm glad you guys come check me out, man. This is a Savage Land. This is another episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe and the Soapbox. We do this for the love and beauty of action figures. That's where it starts at. That's the basis of this. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. And if you can, hit me at my Instagram at Geppetto910. And with that being said, until the next time, God bless.